So in today's episode, we are about to be selecting a random NBA player inside the league and turning him into Tim Duncan. This is actually kind of a spin-off version of the videos that I used to do where we took a random NBA player inside the league and turned him into an NBA legend, except in those videos, the NBA legend that we chose was completely random. So the way that we determine which NBA player we're going to be turning into Tim Duncan, we actually are going to be taking this wheel that I'm going to put on the screen now, and basically all we do is we select a random team inside the league, and then from that point on, we go to the random number generator and we select a number 1 through 15 or however many people are actually on the team. So yeah, real quick, I'm just gonna spin this wheel. And by the way, I usually don't ask people to subscribe this early inside the video, but if you do like videos like this and you want to see more of it, then I would consider subscribing, because not only does it support me as a small creator, but you get to see more videos. But anyway, we actually ended up getting the San Antonio Spurs, which is actually really ironic because Tim Duncan was on the Spurs. So on the San Antonio Spurs, there are actually a total of 14 people inside the roster. Well, there's actually I think more like 17 because you have the G League players, but I'm not going to count those guys just because, you know, they're in the G League and that might make things a little more complicated. All we're going to do now is we're just going to press the generate button, and whichever player it selects, we're going to go down the list and just choose whoever correlates with that number. And in this case, we ended up getting the #1 player, so that's Keldon Johnson. You know, this is actually not too bad because Keldon Johnson, he's already playing the power forward. So I actually kind of like the fact that this is who we ended up getting. So yeah, now that we actually have imported his player DNA, by looking at Keldon Johnson, I mean, you wouldn't think that he's Tim Duncan, but if you go to his attributes, and I mean, yeah, this does look a lot like Tim Duncan. Not only that, but he also has all of his badges. So yeah, he's literally just Tim Duncan 2.0. See, he's sitting at a 98 overall. He has 29 badge points. I figured Tim Duncan would have a little bit more. Look at all these badges. Yeah, he's literally just Tim Duncan 2.0. So yeah, from this point on, basically all we do is we just simulate throughout this dude's entire career up until he retires, and then we just reminisce on whatever stats he averaged and all that stuff, and just look and acknowledge all his MVPs or championships. I don't know what's going to happen through this guy's career, but he's Tim Duncan 2.0. So, you know, actually the cool part about this is he is sitting at prime Tim Duncan already. He's only like 22 years old. So I mean, to be honest, that means he's most definitely going to hit 99 overall, but it's going to take a long time for him to start regressing. So he has plenty of years to make use of his greatness, I guess. The only bad thing is he's playing in San Antonio, which, you know, San Antonio actually is really accomplished, but as of right now, they're going into a rebuild mode. So having a superstar or / Hall of Famer on the team, it's not exactly, you know, ideal for them. But hey, hopefully they'll actually build around it. And well, in our very first season of simulating Keldon Johnson's career, Luka Doncic ended up winning the MVP award. He averaged nearly a 40-point triple-double, which we've already acknowledged in previous videos how this is insane and absolutely ridiculous. But we're just gonna move on with our lives because, you know, Luka's that guy. We all know that. But yeah, Paulo Banchero, he also ended up winning Rookie of the Year. He averaged 18.7 rebounds, 3 assists. We don't care about that. Ben Simmons, 6-man. Giannis, DPOY, you know, the usual. The rest, I mean, do we really care about that stuff? I don't really know. I'm probably only gonna acknowledge that stuff now only if Keldon Johnson, who made All-NBA first team, wins an award. So I mean, I guess that will save us more time. But yeah, this season he averaged an insane stat line of 29 points per game, 14 rebounds on 50, 40, 60% shooting. I was about to say 50, 40, 90, but he shot a clean, terrible 60%. But hey, on the bright side, we were actually the 4th seed, and unfortunately we have to play against the Dallas Mavericks. But hey, at least we are actually made the playoffs. I don't actually expect us to, you know, make it that far. We are up 2-1, tied 2-2, and up 3-2, and we lost in 7. And at the end of the season, the Atlanta Hawks, led by Trae Young and his 32 points per game, ended up winning the championship. And I honestly don't feel too bad for not making it that far in the playoffs, because the Dallas Mavericks ended up making the finals, and we actually took them to 7 games inside the first round. So we actually did a pretty good job for our very first season. So I guess it's only a matter of time before we actually start making deep runs inside the playoffs. And yo, it kind of looks like our GM or assistant GM is making some moves, because if you look at this, we have Kristaps Porzingis, who is sitting at an 86 overall. So we actually have a solid player to play alongside of. Not only that, but we now have Dillon Brooks and Brook Lopez and also Patrick Beverley. These are some solid pieces to play around with, and honestly, I mean, hey, who knows, maybe we might end up making the finals. Now, we don't necessarily have a co-star. I mean, I guess you could count Porzingis as a co-star, but I would say any other player that's like 88 overall or above, I guess, could count as a co-star, because I mean, I don't know, actually, screw it. We'll just say that inside this video, Porzingis is our Robin to Keldon Johnson's Batman. At the end of our second season simulating Ja Morant ended up winning MVP. Paulo Sargano, or whatever the freak that guy's name is, won Rookie of the Year. Jaden Ivey also became 6th Man of the Year, so good for him. And Defensive Player of the Year ends up going to Keldon Johnson, who averaged a steal and 2.5 blocks a game. He put up some pretty impressive numbers, not as impressive as what I thought his numbers were last year, but I mean, hey, he did win DPOY this season, so good for him. Desmond Bane, most improved, and the rest we don't really care about. Keldon Johnson, he actually was on All NBA first. I'm pretty sure this is actually the second time he's done that, so good for him. And we were actually a play-in team, so we have to go up against Oklahoma City Thunder, who have Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and Lou Dort. So I'm just going to simulate through this game, and we actually ended up losing, so we might have to play against the Clippers or the Lakers, and it ends up having to be the Clippers. No, not the Clippers, that's definitely the Lakers. I actually feel like we might actually pull through and have a spot inside the playoffs, but I don't know. They do have LeBron, and we all know who LeBron is, so we might not. And actually we ended up beating him. So now in our very first playoff series, we have to play against Ja Morant and his Memphis Grizzlies, and this is the reigning MVP, or the current MVP, so this might actually be difficult to pull through. And we are down 2-0, but hey, we might actually make a comeback. So I mean, we're down 3-1. I'm about to just simulate the route, and maybe we'll make a comeback. And nope, we definitely lost. But hey, it's all good. That team might actually end up, never mind. I was about to say they might end up making the finals, but they lost in the second round. The Boston Celtics, led by Jason Tatum, ended up winning the championship in 7 against the Pelicans, and Rajon Rondo ended up returning at the end of the season. Well, just by taking one look at the roster, it looks like we haven't changed all too much. Keldon Johnson, he's still sitting at a 98, and Porzingis, he actually improved up to an 87 overall. And I mean, we no longer have Pat Bev, but we do have Buddy Hield now, so we might actually still be a championship contending team. Brook Lopez, he's old as freak. He's like 36 years old, so that guy's probably going to end up retiring. And I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of weird knowing that he's like the #1 leading scorer for the Brooklyn Nets all time. I mean, don't get me wrong, that dude was a beast inside his prime, but like, I mean, that team has had so many great players. I know KD and Kyrie have not been on the team for as long as what he was, but still, like, not only that, but like Julius Erving, Jason Kidd, they were all on that team as well. I'm sure there's plenty of names I'm forgetting to mention too. So Brook Lopez, I mean, he's kind of an outlier if you look at NBA history and like all the previous teams leading scorers. I'm assuming Russell Westbrook is the leading scorer of OKC, right? Because I don't know if they're carrying over the supersonic stats. I'm pretty sure they are, but I'm not 100% sure. And well, yet again, Ja Morant has won another MVP, and Keldon Johnson is our back-to-back DPOY of the league, and his numbers have been kind of dropping since his very first season, but I mean, hey, he's still going crazy. I mean, he's only 6'6", and bro's averaging like 13 rebounds a game. And the Denver Nuggets ended up being our very first opponent inside the playoffs, and Nikola Jokic, he's wearing number 4 now, because I guess they retired Carmelo Anthony's number 15, and they have Clint Capella, Gordon Hayward, Jamal Murray, Mike Conley, so they actually have a pretty solid team. But we might actually be able to pull through, and we are down 3-1. And can we actually make a comeback? We're up 3-2. No, we're down 3-2, and now we're tied 3-3. So yeah, low-key we might actually be able to make a comeback, but so far it's not actually looking likely because, well, we are down by a lot. And yes, San Antonio Spurs have been eliminated. Keldon Johnson put up a crazy stat line of 37 points and 13 rebounds. He only had 2 turnovers, but and he also had 3 blocks. But hey, don't worry, y'all, stick around, because I promise you he's gonna go crazy later inside the video. Keep in mind, he's only like 25-26 years old, so there's definitely a lot of room for him to win multiple championships, or maybe even multiple MVPs. I don't know. And well, for another season, it looks like our team has pretty much stayed the same for the most part. I'm actually going to do Jeremy Sohan the very kind favor and move him to small forward, because I have, oh wait, actually, should I even do that? I could put Dylan Brooks at the 2 guard. I mean, freak, I don't really know what I can do with Jeremy Sohan. I'm gonna do this for them. Ignore my Apple Watch. I didn't even realize it was making noise. I completely forgot that we had a developing young guy on the team, which, I mean, we technically have 2 playing the small forward. I didn't want him coming off the bench because I wanted him to improve. I forgot what his potential on this game was, but I know on like last year with like the draft classes, his potential was actually fairly high. So it might actually be just as high, if not higher, or maybe a little lower this year. And dang, Ja Morant is yet again our MVP, and he averaged 32 points, 10 assists, nearly 11 assists actually to win it. And yeah, Keldon Johnson DPOY. I wish Ja Morant could have been this good whenever I simulated his career a couple months ago, or last month. Oh yeah, it was literally just a month ago. Yeah, now we have to play against the Utah Jazz, who have DeJounte Murray and Jordan Poole. And I mean, the team looks okay. We actually have Derrick Rose now. I didn't even realize that. So I mean, good for us. Can we win this game? Yes, we actually did pull through. And now we have to play against the Oklahoma City Thunder yet again, and they still have Shai Gilgeous, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren. I'm pretty sure they had Aaron Gordon last time as well, but I can't really remember. And I mean, yes, they were the 2nd seed, so they are definitely a good team, and we actually won the first game. We're up 2-0 No, we're up 3-0. Oh my god, ain't no way. Oh, they won a game. Okay, all right, because we actually pulled through in 5 games, and now we have to go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves who have Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and absolutely nobody else, and I think we might actually beat them, and we're oh, okay, never mind. And of course, the Memphis Grizzlies, led by Ja Morant, ended up winning the championship. And I mean, hey, it's kind of unfortunate that we made it so far and beat the second seed in the first round just to get beat by the Minnesota Timberwolves. But you know what's all good? LeBron James, he actually ended up retiring. He's 41 years old. I'm not going to unretire him this simulation. Drew Holiday also decided to hang it up alongside D Rose and Steph Curry and Brook Lopez. There's a lot of good players that retired this season. And well, not much has changed on the San Antonio Spurs roster, but we actually now have Jamal Murray, and it looks like Jeremy Sohan decided to leave the team. I don't blame him because he kind of had a limited role, but I mean, hey, maybe we can turn things around and actually start winning games inside the playoffs and inside the regular season. You know what, low-key, I'm gonna try to predict this dude's career. I think he's gonna win a total of 2 MVPs. He's probably gonna win DPOY like every single time, so I'm gonna say 7 DPOYs and 3 championships. I feel like that actually makes sense for him because he does have Tim Duncan's like attributes and everything, so he is pretty loyal. He's probably gonna stay on the Spurs for a long time, but I think he might actually be able to carry his team to the promised land. Well, I was hoping that Keldon Johnson will win his first MVP, but it ended up being LaMelo Ball. But I'm sure Keldon actually had a good season. Let me see what kind of stats he averaged. He actually averaged a pretty solid 24 points per game and 14 rebounds a game, and his free throw percentage is actually improving. But yeah, he also ended up winning DPOY again. So I mean, he's probably not too far from winning an MVP, especially since he keeps making All NBA first team. And actually, I'm about to count and see how many DPOYs he has. He currently has 4, so I'm expecting him to win 3 more. He's probably actually gonna win a lot more than that, actually. But yeah, no wonder he didn't win MVP because we didn't even make the playoffs, and the Pistons and Thunder are meeting each other in the finals. And I was just about to say I had Detroit winning that series, which I mean, y'all might not believe me now since they just swept them, but I mainly only said that because I have Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey is one of my favorite players. And yet again, we had a ton of fantastic and great players retire at the end of the season. We had James Harden, DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Vucevic. I mean, I guess we could throw him in there. Kawhi Leonard, Harrison Barnes. I know he's won a couple championships. Mike Conley, Kevin Love. I mean, so many great players. It's probably like 4 or 5 Hall of Fame inductees. Oh no, it's actually only 3: James Harden, Kawhi, and Jimmy Butler. I would show you guys the roster, but it didn't look too good. We still have Porzingis and a couple of the same guys, but overall our team doesn't look too good, so I'm not even going to bother showing you. And if you look at how many games we are winning, you might be quite disappointed because we actually have only won 2 games. And in season number like 4, 5, or 6, Luka Doncic ended up winning MVP, and he averaged pretty much the same inhuman numbers that he always does. And Keldon Johnson ends up winning his 5th DPOY of his career, and I'm pretty sure, I think we actually did not make the playoffs. I was about to say I thought we did, but I forgot that we lost like 400 games. Actually, what was our record? Let me look. 29-53. And the Detroit Pistons, they ended up repeating, winning the championship. I'm pretty sure they played the Thunder yet again. And Paul George ended up retiring at the end of this season. And Otto Porter and Victor Oladipo, who were both on our team, ended up retiring. Oh man, I'm looking through the roster, and it looks like Tingus Pingus decided that this team was not the move for him. But I mean, we have an old Bradley Beal, so I mean, I guess that's good. That's actually not good. You know what? I haven't seen if he's okay, yeah, he's actually the All-Star captain. This is my first time looking at the All-Star teams this year. So it looks like Keldon Johnson and Luka Doncic are probably the best players in the West and the best player on the East. So I mean, good for those guys, I guess. Hopefully Keldon Johnson ends up with an MVP. And Ja Morant, he's won another MVP, averaging nearly 38 points a game, nearly 10 assists on almost 50-40-90, and he was also playing on the Denver Nuggets. Is this his first time playing on that team or what? Oh yes, it looks like this is his very first season on the roster. Yeah, you know what, good for Ja. Keldon Johnson won another DPOY. I'm pretty sure that's his 6th. My prediction might not be entirely correct because I only thought he was going to win 7, but it looks like he's going to win like 30. And luckily for us, we actually ended up making the playoffs, and we have to go up against the Memphis Grizzlies, who have Kate Cunningham, Jaylen Brown, and Nikola Jokic. How did this even happen? For some reason, Ja Morant and Nikola Jokic just swapped teams. Michael Porter Jr. is also on the Grizzlies too, so I mean, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Honestly, I don't think we're going to beat this team, but we are down 3-1. And do we lose? And nope. Do we lose in 6 games. Yes, we do. Okay, it's all right. And well, with the Detroit Pistons, they actually ended up three-peating in LaMelo Ball. Oh wait, I just realized Kate Cunningham, he left the Pistons and then lost to his previous team in the finals. That is actually really unfortunate for Cade because he should not have left. And KD and Kyrie and AD all ended up retiring this season. The rest of them, I mean, they are also good players, but I mean, they're not elite Hall of Famers. I'm just not even going to mention those guys. And at the end of the season, this auto-generated guy who averaged 30 points per game won MVP, and Keldon Johnson won his 7th DPOY. So if he wins one more, my prediction is definitely you know, not happened. I don't know, it looks like I underestimated him because he's already at what I said he would be, and for some reason we were off to a hot start at the beginning of the season, but we didn't even make the play-in or the playoffs, so that's a little bit unfortunate for us. But I mean, hey, maybe we'll actually be able to bounce back, maybe, I don't know. And Paulo Banchero led the Orlando Magic in the finals to win the championship. I don't really know, it's not really looking too good for us as of right now. I don't know what's going on with their assistant GM. Bro has like made 0 moves in the past like couple of years, and I mean, Keldon Johnson is 31 years old, so he's about to fall out of his prime here pretty soon. I'm about to have a look and see what his peak end age is sitting at, and it looks like, oh, 37. Oh, never mind, he's fine for like 6 years. And at the end of that season, LaMelo Ball ended up winning MVP on the Detroit Pistons, and Keldon Johnson, yeah, looks like my prediction was incorrect because he ended up winning his 8th DPOY of the season. So if you predicted that he won 8, then I guess you're on thin ice because he might not actually do it. And we actually ended up being eliminated. I just realized I said that he wouldn't get 8, but I meant to say that he's probably going to end up winning 9. So if you predicted that, then like I said, you're on thin ice because he might end up winning 9. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are in a game 7, and they actually won the championship, and Jaden Ivey won finals MVP. That's my dog. I'm so proud to see my guy win a finals MVP over his previous or old team as well. And yet again, this Bradford Davidson guy won MVP, and Keldon Johnson just won his 9th DPOY. I wonder if anybody predicted that he was going to win 10. Maybe someone predicted he won like 11 or 12, and I didn't even realize we were in the play-in, but we did get eliminated. And the Boston Celtics, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, just won the championship. And this is actually really ironic because Jason Tatum was on the Los Angeles Lakers. That is, yeah, like I said, very ironic. I'm kind of curious to know if anybody actually has like predicted right or is going to predict right. So at the end of the video, be sure to let me know down in the comments below if you got your predictions right, or you just, I don't know, got them somewhat right. It's pretty hard to guess how many DPOYs this guy's going to win. It's like, I feel like at any moment he might just drop off and like someone might just start winning all the DPOY awards over him. But so far that has yet to happen. All right, I know I didn't show it, but our guy Keldon Johnson, he ended up winning his like 10th DPOY or something like that. And it looks like the Utah Jazz have finally completed the rebuild and won a championship led by Dwayne Bledsoe. And at the end of the season, Kelly Oubre, Miles Turner, and Nikola Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, all these great players ended up retiring. And it seems to me that Keldon Johnson is beginning to regress because he's sitting at a 97 overall, which, don't get me wrong, that is still very high, but for the most part of the video he's been sitting at like 98, 99, and unfortunately he has yet to win any major awards like an MVP or finals MVP. I guess you could say winning DPOY is a major award, especially since he's done it like 10 times, but I mean, hey, he's done it 10 times, you know, that's the past. We need something new. And at the end of the season, Ja Morant won another MVP. This is like his 6th, 7th one. I don't know what to say. Oh, this is his 5th MVP, my bad. Keldon Johnson, 11-time DPOY, but yet again we actually ended up missing the playoffs, so I mean, not really much to do or to say. So I guess on to the next season. And unfortunately, a legend like Giannis Antetokounmpo ended up retiring alongside Jaylen Brown, DeJounte Murray, and other guys like Bam Adebayo. Ben Simmons also decided to retire. Man, it's gonna be a sad day to see Giannis retire. Now we're in the point of the simulation where I don't know any of these people on the roster because 99% of them are made up, except for RJ Hampton. I think this is a real person too, actually. And well, it looks like Keldon Johnson has won his 12th DPOY. I'm pretty sure this is 12th. Yep, that's exactly what it looks like. He's been winning the DPOY award every single year since 2024. And this season we actually ended up making the playoffs, and we have to go up against the Portland Trailblazers, who are the 2nd seed. They have a well-rounded team, but I don't really think that they're going to be that good, and we might have a chance to upset them. We are tied 2-2, up 3-2, and can we actually, yep, we pulled out in 6. See, I just know ball. I know when we're going to lose and when we're going to win. And now I'm looking at this, I see Anthony Edwards and Scotty Barnes. That is a red flag. We might not win this game, but you know what? Here's the hoping. And now we are tied 2-2. And up 3-2, and oh my god, we actually pulled through. Okay, maybe I don't know ball because I thought we was going to lose terribly. And unfortunately, we have to play against the Denver Nuggets, who have John Morant, AJ Griffin, and Jaren Jackson Jr. And they also have Kobe White and this Alexander Hurt guy. And I mean, hey, maybe we pulled through. We're down 1-0, tied 1-1, down 2-1, 3-1, and we lost at 5. You know what? It's all good. We made the Western Conference Finals. We're just one step away from actually getting to the finals and maybe winning a championship. Finals MVP goes to John Morant. He only averaged 17 points per game, which I mean, it's pretty nice, but those aren't generic numbers for John Morant. I'm looking at Keldon Johnson's years pro. Now I just realized it says he's been a pro for 31 years. You know, I'm not a mathematician, but you know, some tells me that that's not actually correct, which I know that's because we imported Tim Duncan's player DNA, but I mean, hey, at the same time, I don't necessarily think that should be a problem, which I mean, it literally is the problem, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a $1 billion company, you know, why are we still having these minor issues? And well, moment of truth, do you guys think that Keldon Johnson won another DPOY? Let's find out. Yeah, of course he did. He's Keldon Johnson. And this year we have to go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which still have Anthony Edwards, Scotty Barnes, and I'm pretty sure they have a newly acquired DeAndre Ayton. I don't remember him being on the squad last year, but this team will be tough to beat. Yeah, we ended up beating them last year, and now we're down 3-1, and we might pull. Oh wait, hold on, we have a game 7 and we lost in 7. Okay, I was actually thinking that we might pull through and win the championship, but I was terribly mistaken. But Devin Booker, Colin Sexton, and a lot of these other players ended up retiring. I saw Luka in there. So if my math is correct, it looks like within the next year or two, Keldon Johnson will be retiring. And well, Keldon Johnson, he's sitting at 37 years old, and I noticed that we have this point guard sitting at 89 years old, and oh my god, look at that forehead. You know what? This is the judgmental free zone. I'm not about to be making fun of NBA players. Bro would drop me off any day of the week. Oh, yo, Keldon Johnson, he's officially an MVP. Oh my god, it only took 31 years, but Keldon Johnson, he just won his very first MVP award. I'm assuming he also won DPOY as well, but he averaged 21 points, 12 rebounds, and nearly 6 assists, and wow, good for him. Yep, of course, DPOY as well. I'm assuming, yeah, that means that we made the playoffs. We were actually the 2 seed, and we have to go up against the Dallas Mavericks, who have a bunch of people I don't even know because they're auto-generated, and we are tied 2-2, up 3-2, and can we pull out in 6? Pause. And we won in 7. Okay, that was kind of close. And now we have to go up against the Los Angeles Lakers, who have Jalen Green and a bunch of auto-generated people and Jalen Duren, and they won the very first game. In the first 3 games, oh my god, there's no way. We got swept. Oh my god, are you serious? And Cade Cunningham, he won finals MVP on the 76ers. You know what? I don't even know what to say. John Morant and Zion and Trae Young, Lonzo, a bunch of crazy good players all retired alongside Herb Jones. I didn't even know he was on our team. But yeah, now I'm pretty sure we're in the final season of his career. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hyped for this season because this might be his last year. But I think this is the highest odds that we've ever had to win a championship. So to be fair, like, we're in a very good spot. I'm pretty sure I said I thought he was gonna win 2 or 3 rings, which obviously it seems like that was incorrect. I don't think he's going to be even playing more than 2 more seasons after this. Well, unfortunately, Keldon Johnson didn't win MVP, but it looks like Aaron Adrian, who was, I'm pretty sure, a point guard on our team, ended up winning the award. So I mean, good for him. Keldon Johnson, of course, won another DPOY. This is like, what, his 14th? Oh, actually, my bad, this is his 15th. That is a lot of awards. So yeah, of course, we were the 1st seed and we had to play against the Dallas Mavericks. I'm looking to sweep every single team inside the league. Unfortunately, we actually only beat them in 5, so I mean, we didn't get to sweep them, but we actually got to sweep the Memphis Grizzlies. What about the Sacramento Kings? We're up 2-0. We can't sweep them, but we are up 3-1, and we are in the finals for the first time this video. And now we have to play against the Philadelphia 76ers, who have Tyrese Halliburton, Cade Cunningham, and some other auto-generated people. Now we have a dynamic duo in Aaron Adrian, that auto-generated guy with the big forehead, Keldon Johnson, and we now have Jalen Green on the team as well. So I mean, we might actually win a championship. We are up 1-0, tied 1-1, down 2-1, tied 2-2, up 3-2. Come on, pull out in 6. Oh my god, we have a game 7. We need to win this game. Come on, Spurs. This is the closest we've ever been to a championship, and so far, it looks like we've done it. For the first time in his career, Keldon Johnson has officially won an NBA championship. And did he win finals MVP? Yes, he did. Oh my gosh, we finally did it. Not only that, but it looks like he wants to run it back for at least 1 more season because he decided not to retire. And well, nobody on the Spurs ended up winning an MVP this year. But Keldon Johnson, yet again, has won another DPOY. And we were actually the 2nd seed, but I'm about to just simulate through the entire playoffs and see how far we can make it. And so far we are in the second round and we lost in 7. That's kind of tough, but I mean, oh well. Sacramento Kings won the championship. And is that officially gonna do it? No, it is not. Oh my gosh, how many seasons does this guy want to play? Okay, I am for sure this is guaranteed to be his final season. Bro was 40 years old. Bro was literally pushing 50. And well, Keldon Johnson has won yet another MVP inside his career. I think I guessed that he was going to win 3, or maybe I said 2. I have no idea, but I mean, hey, congrats to anyone who predicted 2, because you're probably correct. And if you said he was going to win 17 defensive player of the years, I don't know how you would have predicted that. Yeah, I'm going to simulate throughout the playoffs yet again. And we are in the second round. And we lost in 7 to the Kings back-to-back years. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we won a single ring inside our career. But, yep, Keldon Johnson, he's officially retired. And he's 40 years old, turning 41 here pretty soon. He's a 2-time MVP, 1-time NBA... Wait, 1-time NBA champion? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot we even won that ring. Oh, I'm so dumb. I was so confused. Anyway, congrats to Keldon. He was a champion. I don't know how I just forgot that, but oh well. 18-time All-Star, made All-NBA teams 18 times, 17-time Defensive Player of the Year. He placed 16th all-time in all-time leading scoring. He was 3rd all-time in total rebounds. He was 2nd all-time in blocks, 17th all-time in steals. And yeah, it looks like, I'm pretty sure he must have made the Hall of Fame. Yes, he did. What a career. Good for him. That was actually a really good career simulation. For some reason, it doesn't say that his jersey's retired. That can't be right. Okay, yeah, see, it says they actually retired his number already somehow. So, I mean, good for him though. Yo, if you did enjoy this video, I do recommend giving it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe because it does help me as a small creator. I'm actually trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And currently, at the time that I'm recording this, we're sitting at 431. So if you want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, leave a comment, leave a like, even subscribe if you want to see more, like I said. And yeah, thank you guys for all your support, and I'm out. Actually, whoa, one more thing. To all my previous subscribers who haven't clicked off yet, it's probably like 2 of y'all, so I mean, hey, congrats. You're seeing something that almost 99% of other people aren't. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the editing style inside this video is completely different. I guess it's not completely different, but it's a lot different than my previous videos. I'm actually taking a lot more time to not only just edit these videos, but plan and, you know, record all that stuff. Actually, I recorded a video like this just yesterday, but I was looking back at the footage. I edited like half of it and I was like, man, I cannot put this on my channel because I want to bring out the best type of content onto the channel. I don't want to just record, edit the same way I've been doing for the past like month and then just repeat the cycle up until I retire doing YouTube. No, I want to improve with every single video, and I felt like I was actually just rinsing and repeating the same process over and over and over again, and that's not what I want to do. I want to take risks and chances with the channel because currently we are still small. There's a lot of potential for us. I really do appreciate the subscribers who are seeing this type of content and they're seeing how much different it is. I mean, it's not a whole lot different. It's still 2K simulations, but the editing style, it might not be for you, which maybe I'll go back to that same editing style or something more similar to it, but for the most part it is really different. So yeah, thank you for sticking around, especially for this part, because I'm literally just talking to you. Like, I don't know how many views this is even gonna get, but you might be the only person even listening to this right now. So yeah, shout out to you. I really appreciate you for sticking around this long. So yeah, just bear with me with the editing and recording and thumbnail or whatever process these videos are going to go through to evolve and become better over time, because that's really just what the YouTube journey is all about. It's about evolving and creating better content for your viewers, and that's exactly what I want to do for you. Even if I'm not monetized or making money off this, YouTube is still my passion either way, and I think people can know and recognize that just because I put a lot of effort into these videos. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.